So I talked to Joe Lazan about this. Joe has been somebody who has been a little bit more receptive to the values of the Reebok deal. Um, I disagree with some of his assessments, but Joe's a smart guy, and I think also tries to put his best foot forward in things. And he had told me he had been to, he's had many meetings with folks at Reebok's facility, which I think is based out of Boston, not far from where he is. And in any event, he had talked to them and given feedback and fighters like this and they need that. But also he had sort of, I don't know if anyone told him anything specifically, but he had gotten the sense that they had no intention of re-upping. Now, maybe things have changed. I think a lot of the heat on Reebok has died down. I think that, we've seen the fighters through that ordeal, through television renegotiation, through even this week, where the answer, in my view, was not to have them fight in the middle of a pandemic, but rather just give them money. And they tried to align, it seemed, their interests with the UFC, questionably using their labor in a very difficult time. So I don't know that there would be much blowback if they did a secondary deal. There was a ton the first time. But Joe had told me, this was a while ago, this might be a year or two ago, that at the time Reebok had zero interest. As I mentioned, things have changed. Plus, they lost CrossFit, So could they, CrossFit and UFC were like their biggest clients. Could they really deal with losing UFC 2? We'll have to see, but it creates for an interesting situation.